up, guys? We're back out here in the garage and we're ready to get started on the 1882 Suzuki GS 1100. The goal today is to try to get this thing to fire up and make some noise so we can get pumped up. Let's take a look. Okay, so checking in here. We do have an issue. I went ahead and checked the battery, made sure the battery was still charged, made sure I still had everything, hooked up all the way here. Pretty much did. I had to kind of plug in a couple of odds and ends, nothing crazy. However, I did go to push our start button here. So let's go ahead and try it. Turn the key on, start button. We got nothing. Our kill switch is on. Sorry, I don't have this mounted right now. There's no point. These handlebars are going to be going bye-bye. That's another thing we've got on order now. I've got some new handlebars coming so we can start getting that set up on here. So, like I said, for the time being, I ran out of zip ties too, so we got a bread tie holding our holding our switch up here where we can get to it nice and easy. But as I said, got the kill switch on, keys on, nothing happening here. We need to figure out what's going on with this wire. So that wire, of course, is what's going down to the start solenoid. I've already checked all the fuses. The fuses are good, so that's not an issue. So what we've got going on, we need to check and see if I am indeed getting voltage down to the start solenoid when we're pressing in the start button. I need to be an octopus right about now. Need 8 arms, that would be good. But we're gonna make this work here. Just gonna ground out on the frame. Go in there. My meter where I can see it. We're gonna flip the ignition on and hit the start button. And nothing. With that, we know we've got an issue with that wire. Now this bike does have multiple safety switches on it. So it does have a side stand switch as well as, I believe, a clutch safety switch. I know Suzuki is notorious for having that on all of their bikes. So you've got to pull the clutch in order to be able to start the bike. I'm pretty sure I remember having that one jumped so that it would just bypass that switch. Don't remember checking anything on the side stand switch, so I'm gonna go back and check those couple things right now. Okay, so I did find something. I had those jump together. But I came over here to check, and this wire was pushed inside of here, but was not connected. So that was where our brake was going down to the start solenoid. I'm gonna fix that, and then as long as everything else goes good, she should turn over. And then we'll make sure we got spark. We'll throw some gas in those carburetors, and we'll see if it fires up. All right, let's have a listen, see if she turns over. Whoa, yes! Yes!
Oh my God! Wow!
All right, so now let's pull one of these spark plugs, make sure we got spark, and then we're gonna get some fuel in these carburetors, and let's go! So let's see if we have spark. Key on. It's a little hard to see in the camera, but we got spark. Hopefully the battery's not dying. It did sound a little low. Obviously, gas tank's not really in good condition right now to get hooked up. And I don't have throttle cable hooked up yet. It's sitting in here, but yeah, it's not hooked up yet. So we're just gonna have to work it by hand as well as the choke. I don't have any choke cable hooked up. So I'm just gonna have to pull that out by hand. Let me show you a little setup we have here for the gas. So I've just got a little test bottle hooked up. little hose and valve. Last time I went to use it, it started leaking on me a little bit, so I really need to get a new one. But again, we are just making it happen. So I want to hear this thing fire up so I can get motivated to keep going on this thing. All right, let's crack this bad boy open. There goes our fuel. Help it down into the carbonatas so they can do their carbonating. All right. Carbs are full. We'll just go ahead and shut that off for now until you see that she starts up here. Fingers crossed. Choke. Okay, now I do know that I have already put some aftermarket pod air filters on these carburetors. I do plan on running those. However, I have not adjusted the jetting in the carburetor at all. So I'm afraid of what's happening right now is I've just got too much air and not enough fuel in the carburetor. So what I did to attempt to try to choke down the air a little bit further is I've just wrapped a towel around the air filters just to try to see if that chokes off some more air so we can get this thing to fire up a little bit. Battery's dying. Dang it! All right, guys, it's the next day. As you saw, the battery died. So I had to put it on the trickle charge overnight. I want to see this thing start. We are going to try to fire it up. We know that as long as we're getting fuel in there, we should be starting up. As I said, we've got good compression, so we've got all the ingredients. The only issue is like I said, I have not tuned these carburetors, so I think with these pod filters on here, obviously they're a lot less restrictive than the stock airbox was. So they're just allowing too much air in here and we're not getting enough fuel, I think is what the issue is. This may not even be enough, just covering these with the towel. So what I think I'm gonna do, just so we can try to hear it make some noise, is I'm just gonna pop these air filters off here, and then I'm just gonna stick, something over the carburetors and just completely choke them off to see if that'll get it to fire. Let's try that. All right, guys, so I've switched up the approach. I've got a piece of cardboard taped over the carburetors. We're gonna see if that works. Let's go! It worked. Shit, she's even idling, boys. See if she'll take some throttle. Oh, I had to get greedy, didn't I? I had to get greedy. Well, guys, I can't be mad about that at all. I tried to get a little greedy, give her a little throttle before she'd even warmed up. First time she's probably started in 20 years. You know, that's what it is. I wanted to hear it go. But, whatever. It started. That's what matters. Now I'm freaking pumped. I don't care that it only ran for 30 seconds. we will fix that. We can get everything tuned and dialed in, and then we'll be cooking. That is a great feeling. So that wraps it up for this video. I'm not sure what we're gonna have going on next week, but be sure to tune in, and we're gonna have some awesome stuff coming. So all right guys, till next time, later.